What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to my golf channel here at Turbo Talon Golf. It's Tuesday, someday in July 2025, I believe. My, how time flies. I played 2 rounds outdoors this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, as I often do. And it just compounded how inaccurate I think these golf simulators can be sometimes. An example would be off the tee, because I think that that is by far where these golf simulators are the most inaccurate. And there's a lot going on a tee shot, right? There's a lot going on. Ball speed's a lot higher, club speed's higher, stuff like that. But there were shots that when I hit them, when I felt myself hit the ball before I looked up at where it was going, I thought, I'm screwed because of some of the stuff that happens in the simulator. And then the ball would go maybe 10 or 15 yards offline to the right or do something else offline. But it was nothing like what happens in the simulator, where you'll have these slices that go 40 or 50 yards offline to the right, or these like toe hooks that just go. There's none of that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't adjust your golf game for what happens in your simulator. I don't care if you're using an R10, a Square, a TrackMan, a GC Quad, a ProTee VX. Please don't adjust your golf game for what happens in here. Just get your reps in, get out on the real golf course as much as you can, and let that time you have on the real golf course tell the story. In the simulator, I don't know if it's just my launch monitor, the damn thing does not like when you don't hit off the center of the club. And for those of you who don't play enough golf outdoors to know what is really going on in real life, I don't know what to tell you. Go see what's going out at the range. Go buy a bucket of range balls and see what that shows you. But anyway, I think my last few videos have been pretty, I don't know, sarcastic. And it's kind of hard to not be sarcastic sometimes, because, and I got 2 more golf videos from real golf courses coming out here in the next few days, that sometimes what happens in here is complete malarkey compared to what the shot would have done out on the real course. Anyway, that's all I got for you. That's 3.5 minutes of ranting that you'll never get back. I'm not any less sarcastic than I was the last time I shot a video. I think maybe that's just what I'm doing right now. I'm a man in my mid-40s. I'm moody. And sometimes I don't want to always be happy and a good sport when I'm in the simulator. So foul language might increase, sarcasm might increase. There's your warning. Don't let your small children watch my videos. I'm not going to be dropping constant F-bombs or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm not feeling very G-rated right now. Well, there you have it. So now we're at 4.5 minutes, not 3.5 minutes. Let's proceed. I haven't warmed up. I haven't even swung a golf club in a couple days. FlyinFatKid's Crazy Fun League's what we're going to do for this video. It's at Payne's Valley. The tournament's called No Payne at Payne's. I have played Payne's Valley several times. It's a good course. It's not going to It's not going to give you anything though. All right, 8-foot gimme auto putt. Tee boxes are red. It would appear that Flying Fat Kid has given us a break this week. Soft greens, 11 stimp, hard fairways, and a breeze. That's the only thing I really don't like is the breeze, because that means you're going to see anything between 5 and 10 mile an hour winds. This is nothing you haven't heard me say before. So either this course is much more difficult than I remember, or Flying Fat Kid's giving us a break this week. Regardless, let's load this up and play some golf. Okay, looks like we're about loaded up here. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I hear birds. Tiger T. I think I've enjoyed this course for the most part. Let's get a weather report here in the simulator. It's 85 here in the simulator, quite a bit warmer outside. Toggle advanced. I would prefer the default setting here. At any rate, let's tee off. 325 yard par 4. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what kind of bounce we get here. That ball's still rolling, huh? Okay, I'll take a 287 yard drive. Not sure who wouldn't. All right, ball's gonna wanna roll off into that bunker if we're anywhere near it. Let's just make sure we're not near it. I haven't cleaned my clubs since I was on the golf course. I promised myself I was gonna do this before the video, but I didn't. Another pretty long day at work. 35 yards. Come on back. Let's just get our spray bottle up here now. Stop messing around. Putting was really good this weekend. Par's good. This is gonna play, I don't know what, 125, 115, 110. Get up there. Not enough club. I will have to remember that. Not enough club. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Wish that had gone a little further. Remember, you can be very aggressive with soft greens in GS Pro. That probably just cost us a bogey. 10-footer, 12-footer here. Drop. Okay, that sucks. Couple of notes from that hole. Play the chip shots a little more aggressively. That's good enough for me. All right, third hole's 220-yard par 4, which is absurd, but remember we're playing red tees. And there's a bunker near the green that is just daring you to do something stupid. So what do you do here? Because hitting out of a bunker sucks. And at 200 yards, you're probably not going to drop that ball on the green anyway. I mean, you might, depending on your level of skill. But I'm going to hit to the right and see where the ball lands with the 7-wood, excuse me, because I don't want to be in that bunker. But there's still some likelihood I'll be in the bunker anyway. Is what it is. Okay. Sadly, there were a few worm burners on the golf course this weekend, just like that one. You will see them in my video. You will see the shot tracer to prove how terrible the shot was. All of the above. "68 yards, we got some wind, soft green." You can be pretty aggressive on these greens, it feels like. Was hoping for a slightly different result, but it's hard to say what even happened there. Par though, par's fine. What do we got here? Shark driver. We got some danger. It's a par 5. We got some danger up toward the pin. We're going to want to be as close as we can and lay up if we need to, or try to go for the green if we're feeling froggy. Okay, it's coming back to me here. It's all coming back to me. This is gonna play one something, well, hell, with the deep rough, I'd say it's probably gonna play close to face value. Problem is I don't want to take a penalty stroke for getting into the water. So we've got to hit over here, and we've got to hit at least 169 yards. I say that's not worth it. You wouldn't do that out of this lie anyway. Don't bull crap anybody. You're not going to be hitting your 7 wood or your 4 iron out of this lie. I should have cleaned my clubs. Now you, the viewer, are going to pay the price with your time. And I've got a sneaking suspicion this bag is going to tip over at least once during the filming of this video. Other than the downhill lie, not much to complain about regarding that particular shot. .76 with some wind. We're down a little. There's a fly in the simulator. If you guys saw the video where I exploded a bug on my impact screen and then had to scrub it out, that was fun for me. We'll take it. Buck 11. 10-mile-an-hour wind. Got a lot of green to play with. There's no use in even screwing around here. Just get the ball on the damn green. Don't be a hero. Perfect. Now you can putt for par. You didn't put a ball in the water. You committed to your shot. You made your shot. And this isn't too bad of a putt. 1, 2, at least 2 breaks here. It's down 10, so you only need to hit about 34 feet. Get your distance correct, get near the pin, and get out of there. And for the people that say that putting in a simulator does not help your putting game, I say I've got enough outdoor data to prove that it does, because I don't practice putting outside ever. I putt in the simulator, I putt during a recorded round of golf. Okay, what do we got here of note? Pretty short par 4 again, very good scoring opportunity. I don't want to be in a bunker ever for any reason. I'm tired of them. They make my life hard. I'm just going to steer away from them. You ain't putting your ball most of the time on the green with driver anyway. All I know is that I do not want to be in a bunker, and I do not want to ever be OB. Okay, that sucks. It's heading toward the bunker, and we have firm fairways. I did what I could. I usually do not draw golf balls off the tee, so is what it is, guys. There's not a lot you can do in the simulator to train yourself to hit out of a bunker. It just kind of always sucks. Okay, had a little mishit there. I wish I could say I never did that in real life, but there's video evidence of it occurring. Okay, sit down. That rollout, I don't know. We'll maybe not nitpick that rollout. 15, 16 foot putt here. Would have been really nice to make that, but the double chip out of the sand traps brought us back up to 1 over par. 263 to the pin, another par 4. I can't imagine what kind of scores we're gonna have here. -11 from Frank Drebin. All I know is that I don't want to be in any bunkers. As you can see, that kind of screwed us on the last one too. Also, be ready for that golf bag to fall over. It really wants to. I don't know what happened there. Let's see how hard this sidewalk is. It is hard. Very toe-y shot. 35 out of deep rough. 2-6 left. Let's check out our landing area, make sure we're not missing anything. We're gonna land high and roll out, so we can expect this to not go well unless we hit the fringe. Let's see what happens. Not like you'd be hitting out of this lie anyway. Let's not, you're not fooling anybody. That's exactly what I planned on doing. I saw the shot, I executed it, that's what happened. It was an unfortunate bit of rollout. One note for that particular shot that probably would have helped us be a little closer to the pin is remember that when your fairways are firm or links, you're almost better off, as long as your green is soft, you're almost better off just landing your first bounce on the green, because there's a stark difference between bouncing off of a firm fairway and a soft green. We'd probably have stopped in the circle, to be honest with you. So there you go, you're all caught up. I gotta hit this about 35 feet of feel. We're going uphill. Put down your purse. That was too strong, but luckily there was a hole there to stop our ball. Somebody conveniently placed a hole there right in front of our ball. 378, this place is littered with bunkers. We can reasonably expect to hit in this area, which is a bunker-free area. We've got a 378-yard par 5. Really no danger in the landing area. There's no reason. Let me see the pin position. The pin's not even behind a bunker. The only thing that's gonna suck about this pin is that if you land short, you're gonna bounce on a firm fairway. Therefore, it's almost better to land right at the pin or slightly after it. Let's see how close we are though. think I'm gonna aim there. Okay, that backfired. Get out of there. Semi-rough, we got tree trouble. There's not a lot of options here. We got 107. We can try to go over the tree. If you fall out of the tree, it's not going to be too terribly penalizing. Let's see what we can do here to possibly get over the tree. You can't go high and far, so you got to pick one, guys. Okay, we hit the tree, and we still almost landed at the pin. So, that sucks. Oh, look at that. That's nasty. 1.1 left. We got plenty of green to play with. I'm going to get the ball up. There you have it. Back to even Stevens. Fun little hole here. Let's see what happens. 280-yard par 4. I can see how that guy went so low. I don't know that particular person. I don't know why the shot came off to the right, but I don't feel like beating up on GS Pro or my launch monitor or whatever the problem is here. I don't care. I'd rather be playing outside, but here we are, right? So we got 50% out of green side bunkers, 50% power loss is what I mean. Should have had that in mind while I was swinging my club. Downhill leaker, it's going to leak from right to left. I don't like these very much, but we'll try to get as close to the pin as we can. We got 11 stimp here. Okay, we'll take that. Another birdie, 1 under. This is going to play about 100 yards. You've got a bit of a headwind, which is nice. Okay, the ball stopped. I hit the club that I thought appropriate for the situation. It did not work. I could have hit a sand wedge. Let's move on with our lives here. Okay, we got to make this putt or we're going to nullify one of them birdies we just got. I think we can make the putt. 15 footer. I think we can make the putt. Okay, good par. I'd rather be off of long grass than sand any day. If you practice a lot of shots out of the sand trap, more power to you. Okay, there. That was another strange shot. I don't believe that would have been the trajectory on that drive based on what I feel on the real golf course. Let's not call it a mishit, but not quite accurate is probably what I'd say. I think that ball would have been just fine in real life. And again, if you don't believe me, go watch my on-course golf videos. Outside of that oddball couple of drives every round, that really doesn't happen too much. All right. I suppose we were a little toey there. I didn't feel anything weird. I think that shot pretty accurate. This bag just wants to tip over on me. What if I get this carpet out from under it? Does that stabilize it a little more? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Ball's gonna want to come out of here left. We're short-sighted. Do the best you can. .235 down, 228 with some wind. That's not a driver. And I know I don't want to be near a bunker, but there's a pretty sharp drop off on the left side of the green. You probably fly the bunker, play for the wind. 7 wood here. There she goes. Where she lands, nobody knows. That was an accurate shot. I could feel that. Four. What is making my bag want to tip over here? Do I have too many beers in here or what? I don't know. 75 yards. We're going downhill. Let's aim a little bit in front of the circle. Let the wind cancel out the lie. Holy crap. Okay. If we're not able to get near the pin, that just cost us a bogey. Let's see if we can make a putt. It's a makeable putt. Let's give it the old college try here. 11-foot putt with a little bit of break in it. A little bit downhill. Got her. .454, par 5. Geez, it's so weird playing 5,000-yard tees. Really nothing in the landing zone. Your only enemy is yourself here, maybe some wind. Pro tip in golf, you're usually always your own worst enemy. Okay, what happened there? Toey over the top shot. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, but we've got a long ways to go. We've got a bunker up there warning us to not do anything dumb. All right, I'm not going to aim for that bunker. Another worm burner. I wish I could say that never happened on the golf course, but it does to me. Okay, we're still on the other fairway. We got some work to do. I'm picking out a club already based on how far I think we're gonna have to hit. Piss poor execution. We can see if the golf gods will grant us a mulligan here, because it's a par 5 though. We're going directly over a bunker. We're short on the pin. This is a fool's errand. Let's just try to get on the green. We know we need to fly 160 something just to get up there. We don't want to go any further over the bunker than we have to. Okay, what happened there? That's accurate enough. You can't have that many missed shots on one hole and really expect to par or really even bogey sometimes. Just got to take your medicine. And then the old gimme circles. Another thing that makes people think they're better at golf than they are. Nobody cares what you shoot in GS Pro. 3. Got some bunkers here and some select spots. I think we can fly that one unless we miss-hit off the tee. Let's see if the other one, the one on the left, the one on the left's nasty actually now that I'm looking at it. There's a steep drop off on that green and we don't want to be anywhere near that thing. Let's try to go too far right, vice too far left. which, mission accomplished. Yeah, guys, that shot wouldn't have been like that on the real golf course. It's fine, we're over it. We've got some work to do though. Instead of being pretty close to the pin, we're now, because we're so far right, we're just far enough away to maybe get a bogey. 110, wind's blowing right, and the lie is to the right. What the hell? Oh, okay. I'm not good enough at golf to get mad. Let's check out our landing area. Things look awfully fishy up here. Okay, we know we need to get near the pin. That's really paramount to get near the pin here. If we're short, we might be in a heap of crap. That was really close to being a really good shot. We've got to put this in the hole or we're getting a bogey. Needless to say, there's a pretty low percentage of that, especially with GS Pro's transitions from fairway to green. You just don't, it's pretty hard to predict. Okay, that was supposed to be an 18-foot putt. 6 yards times 3 is 18 feet. Now we're looking at a double bogey here. That's very unfortunate. Part of that was the miss hit off the tee. Nothing I can do about it. I wish there was some way to get a mulligan if your launch monitor did something really weird, but there would be people that found out ways to circumvent that and cheat. Let's take a look at the green. I see some funny stuff going on. Okay, we got a backstop. We want to land left and slightly short. Maybe a little more because we've got a tailwind too. Okay, that was almost another birdie, which we really could use after that GS Pro vomit-inducing double bogey. This ball's gonna be pretty hot. Just choose your line, accept the consequences, and hit the ball. Okay. That's good. This is going to play 93 yards. We've got a lot of green to play with. Let's check the green slope. Try to maybe land a little to the right. And remember, you've got a headwind as well. Has this club been cleaned since the golf course? No, there's some grass on there. We don't want to transfer grass to the impact screen. really would rather be high than low here. Beautiful shot, no complaints. Maybe we can, I don't know if we're gonna make a birdie. Little bit of a break. Slightly downhill. Guys, I would encourage you to not look too much at the numbers when you're putting, and think of what you would do in this situation if your ball was that far from the hole. That's what I'd do right there. If it feels like your ball's starting to grow some 5 o'clock shadow, get rid of that ball. It won't do anything out on the golf course, but it will start to burn your impact screen. In fact, you got to have a pretty screwed up ball out on the golf course for it to even have an effect. But who am I? I don't know anything. I do know that there's a bunch of bunkers protecting this green, but I can't hit that far. Let's see what kind of drive GS Pro pukes out onto the fairway for us today here. 17th. Should be fine, even though the fairway does slope from left to right, unfortunately. I mean right to left. That's fine. 310. 59 yards to the pin. Let's check out the topography so we don't do anything stupid. We should be fine. Mind your wind, mind your lie. 6. Can't be mad at that shot. Let's try for a birdie, but expect a par here. 17-foot putt typically isn't going to drop too often. Visualize what this would look like on the real golf course. It's a little uphill, a little leaky. And sometimes you're not going to be anywhere near the cup. More often than not, you will be, though. 18th hole. What do we got going on here? Got some rocks and stuff. Par 5, 445 yard par 5. I know I don't want to be anywhere near the water. But I typically don't hit to the left. So let's just assume this is going to land on the fairway, sans any GS Pro nonsense. Okay, it should be just fine. Might roll out to the left side of the fairway, but it's not wet. $285 yards, Somebody is texting me. My sister's asking if I've heard the new Deftones song, and I have not. I didn't know they were writing new music. We'll have to give that a listen later on. Okay. Good chance of putting this somewhere near the pin. It's a par 5. Don't get cute. Don't go in the water. Don't go in a bunker. That's it. This is easy. Select the club that could not get you into the water. And that's going to go in the water. Okay, that was a 7-iron. That was a 7-iron. I just carried 175. That's not how far my 7-iron hits at this altitude, let alone 2,000 feet. I'm going to consider that an outlier, and I'm going to eat my stroke. Not sure where this is trying to put us, but I think we've been given a real raw deal here. Your flag line is, that's, we entered the hazard here, open. I can't open the big mini map. We entered the hazard here, we flew the green. I don't know why it's only given me an option to be on the other side opposite the green. So what we've got here is we can move back. There's really no good way to do this. You're trying to drop in water, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Move forward, I'm trying to drop in water. Move forward, I'm trying to drop in water. Next option. This is one of the things that irks me about GS Pro. Let's try to get on the green here. Let's use a different club because we know that there's some chance that club could go into the same place. I'm sure our 8-iron's dirty. If you guys are hitting your 7-iron 175 yards, give yourself a pat on the back and then acknowledge that's not really how far you hit your 7-iron. Fourth shot on a par 5, and we're still an undesirable distance from the pin, but that was a really good shot, and then it gave us a pretty raw deal on the drop. GS Pro, please get your shit together. And then I fatted that, so probably out of the bunker, and we've effectively blown our 1 under round here. We might be lucky to finish, I don't know, 1 or 2 over. And that is mostly thanks to GS Pro shittery. Ball's gonna wanna come out right, but you're rolling to the left. Just make sure you get the ball out of here. You gotta hit 50% harder than you think you do. So if I wanna go 23 yards, I need to hit about 40, 45 yards feel here. I don't know what's going on. Launch monitor's saying the same thing. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. Next option, hit again. This has been a good round. You can't take too much of this into account. I don't know what's going on. Will that get, see, and then that won't even get out. Guys, GS Pro just makes me so angry. Oh. Okay, we were having a hell of a round there, guys. Pretty clean scorecard. A couple of these holes were attributed to my poor shots, and a couple of them were attributed to GS Pro's regular bullshit. It's a video game, don't take it too seriously. 75 on a par 72 is pretty good, but at 5,000 yards of total course length, I think we could have done a lot better. Let's check out the stats. 9 pars, 5 birdies. If you're mad at that, go play another sport. 2 bogeys, 1 double bogey, 1 double plus. 25 putts is pretty damn good considering there are only 18 greens. 311 yards was the longest drive, 149 was the highest ball speed, and we putted a total of 117 feet. 9 greens in regulation, 9 fairways in regulation, and then whatever gobbledygook is over there on the left. Excuse me, the right. All right, guys, that was a good round. Someday, sim golf will be very, very much like real golf, but right now it's a little bit unpredictable. I should just use my Garmin R10. All right, guys, back to the splash screen here. I appreciate you watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.